the year is not 2009. The year is 2022, and I'm playing Modern Warfare 2, waiting for the new Bleach.
Wait, I saw you tweet that. Yeah.
Yes, my man.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow, huh? The new COD for us. It's tomorrow. It's 28th, I think.
Man,
Zach said earlier midnight. Is that Eastern?
I played the single player.
Midnight. Well, yeah, that's today's
midnight Eastern.
Yeah. I love Call of Duty single players. Always love them. They're so good. I really do enjoy them. This one, and like the last Modern Warfare, there has been a bunch where I didn't like, but the last Modern Warfare was one of my favorite Call of Duties ever. It was so fucking sick. The night vision house level where they go to the house, that level was amazing.
That's why I bought the game.
Oh my God. And it looked so real, and they're going up the stairs. It was incredible.
I watched the video of the playthrough earlier, like a couple days ago.
I watched it all the time. I watch it all the time, like in 4K, and there's like also like a million ways to go through the level. It's a phenomenal. I like that game. Like I really like it.
I'm not gonna buy this one, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't like multiplayer. I played the beta, and I was like, I don't care about this single play about this multiplayer. Like just die over and over.
Same. And like a weird, like almost like they added like a vehicle to it, and it seemed really fucking silly. But yeah,
I didn't love it. I mean, it was good. There wasn't anything wrong with it. It's just not. I don't like multiplayer COD anymore. So I don't see paying full price for the campaign. That's kind of the campaign I've already played before.
The campaign is fast, and I think Modern Warfare is a superior campaign.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like a level in this one that's like an Uncharted type level. You're jumping on the backs of trucks, and I could see what they were going for, but it plays out like really silly, fucking goofy arcadey. It's not like cool next level cinematic like the Call of Duty thing. It's not that. I feel like house level for Modern
when a
Warfare.
Call of Duty character jumps onto a truck, he barely makes it. You know, he like they're not super athletes; they're just dudes.
And not only that, you're running. You're running and jumping in the first person view, so it's not like thrilling, really. It's kind of like platformy, weird. And the best parts in the game, like that would even be close to on par with that one level in Modern Warfare where you're clearing the house. The best part of the game is actually super short. And then the silly stuff is really long. Yeah. And it's not a long campaign.
I'm going to play the, they've got like a Tarkov mode. Doesn't matter what it's called. But you know, a mode where like you take gear in, you lose it, somebody takes it, that sort of
DMZ.
thing.
I heard about that.
And then they've got the Battle Royale mode, which I keep Warzone 2 or whatever. So both of those are free to play though. You just download those and fucking play them. It'll be later on, like he just wrote. I think he just put the date in, maybe the 16th of next month.
DMZ is going to be free?
I think they're both free. That was my understanding. But I'm not going to pay for DMZ because I've got Tarkov. And Tarkov's
right.
perfect.
You got the original Tarkov. You don't need Wish.com Tarkov.
I mean, if everybody starts playing it, I'll jump on a bandwagon.
This one also had like a level. It was like you like break glass and like then you pick up the glass and you got to find tape and you use the tape to like glue the glass together and people are looking for you and you're finding pieces and crafting stuff. And it's like kind of like a little Die Hard vibe.
I saw someone get a fan blade and like open a door with it or something.
It's not as good though as you'd want. Like what I liked about Modern Warfare was how fucking like that time it was. Like going through the house and shooting was like perfect. And when I saw the trailers for this one, they were like pulling up on the U-boat and they're going on the oil rig and they're fucking the black wetsuits and it's raining and they got the MP5 sign. Like I love that whole time, that era, that aesthetic, that scenario. I love that. Anything that's remotely close to SOCOM, US Navy SEALs 1 or 2 is I love that shit. And that's what it was. But then when the game came out, there's like these bigger set pieces than that, and they don't really lean into like the actual Modern Warfare 2, where remember it was like Burger Town and you're defending Burger Town. It was like a fucking, if you're gonna do that, fine, make it like a crazy next level super fucking battle in the middle of the street. It's never really quite there, and it's never really quite the house. And they tried a few things here. And and I got Gotham Knights, and maybe you guys don't give a shit, but I don't recommend that game to anyone. Don't console, especially. No.
What's the gameplay?
It's like Batman Arkham Asylum, except you could choose between the 4 of the Bat family. And
I saw that.
I fucking hate, but I like Arkham Asylum. I hate when they have the formula, and then they fuck it up. I hate that. I hate like you had the Batman game 3 times deep. You know how to make it. Why didn't you just make this one like that? Why'd you have to do this silly shit?
Well, they got to get experimental.
Well, they wanted to make it like, it looks like they wanted to make it like that Avengers game that came out and the Division, where it was one of those games as a service, which is like, to me, has been the worst era of video gaming ever. We've ruined multiplayer and single player games, in my opinion, at the same time with that bullshit. I don't like that style of game where you're like
games as a service,
like Destiny, where you play it. And I like love Destiny was great. Destiny 2, I'm like, I'm done with this shit. Division and Division 2, I'm kind of done with it. I don't like where you like, you roll through this raid and you play this level like 10 times, hoping you get the gun that you want. And when you shoot a guy in the head with your gun, if it's not the right level, it's not going to kill him in the head. I like when a bullet in the head kills someone.
Oh, that sounds like Vermintide. Or Dark Tide.
That's different though, but you're not like holding like an MP5 and a human. You're like a fucking orc or whatever. Or like you have a sword. It's like, that's different. The vibe is different for me.
Okay.
Once I'm holding a gun and I'm a human being and I look like a human being and that's a human being and he has a baseball cap on and I shoot him in the head and it says like -5 damage. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck you. No, it's not how it should be.
Do you know about
That's
Scorn?
realism.
Have you seen Scorn?
Yes, and I tried it, and I definitely overhyped it in my head because I was very hyped for that game for 3 years, and I didn't expect a sexy, slow-paced puzzle game.
Yep.
I had something different in my mind, and that's on me.
Yep.
But it is a beautiful game. It looks like concept art the entire time.
We're of the same mind 100,000%. I thought I was getting into a nasty version of Dead Space. And it turned out I was getting into the grossest, nastiest H.R. Giger turned loose puzzle game.
Yeah.
Ever. It is first and foremost a puzzle game, right? And it is as much a puzzle game as it is a horror game. And it has a very, very weird art style. If you're familiar with H.R. Giger, he designed the alien from the Aliens movie. They tempered him down and they ended up with the xenomorph. The xenomorph he drew had like sexy dick sucking lips.
Yeah.
And like it was wild. Like it was very sexy and like evil and like a succubus alien monster. This game is full of the weirdest, nastiest visuals I've ever seen. It's just all sorts of bizarre shit. I still can't tell you exactly what the game's about, and I've played hours of it. You're essentially in some parallel dimension in a biomechanical fortress, underground / maybe ship, where we create humans out of eggs to like, but the life is like meaningless. It's more of like a human producing farm, and I don't know what we're doing with the bodies. Like they seem so useless. Like it's like they're like bodies are thrown aside like wood chips everywhere, and I don't know what they're doing with the bodies, and everything is shaped like a cock or a pussy, and it's weird. And when you get into combat, the gun is this gross thing you have to like put your
Coolest part though, I love that gun. It was really cool.
The guns were what I saw in the teasers years ago, and
they're like not the best part of the game.
Not only that, it's not a shooter. You're not. I watched somebody's video, and they were like having a hard time, dying a lot. I fired the gun twice in my playthrough. I died twice in my playthrough. You're doing it wrong. And I was like, oh, that's right. It's a puzzle game, not a shooter. When you see an enemy, you should think he doesn't want to fuck with me. This is like a bobcat walking across the street. Sure, I can go pick a fight, but I could just take one step back and he's going to keep walking across the street because he has no interest in us as the player. Right. Because he's a fucking weird parallel dimension Wookiee monster that wants to go in that wet wall over there and wiggle. It's a fucking gross ass.
But if you shoot him, he might attack you.
He will absolutely attack you and probably kill you because your gun is weird.
Everything sounds like it's a bait. It's to trick you into using the gun when that's not even the point, huh?
Yeah. It's a weird. It's better to watch videos of that than to play it. Although it is free on Game Pass.